of the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Diffuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back with another episode. We're going to preview. I got 5 previews for y'all today, and I got some bold watch to go over. So without further ado, let's get into it. But before I do that, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel, it helps the network. It helps my channel, CTC, by way of the Refuse to Lose Network. Now I'm going to run over the shows we got real quick. We had the main show featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave live every Tuesday and Friday, 7 o'clock to 8:30 in that time frame. Eastern, by the way. Unfazed every Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Joe and AJ. We have BWT, Baseball with Teddy. All your baseball content through there. We have FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. All your fantasy football content through there. We have RBO, Real Ballers Only, NBA content through there. We have Dave's Doghouse, highlights and lowlights of sports. So check that out. We have Indie Red Corner featuring Ty, Ricky, and Tomo. Boxing channel, all your boxing news through there. And we have Kings Talk, Sacramento Kings Talk with Joe Jordan, who is going live after me sometime. All your Sacramento Kings Talk, post-game, rumors, everything through there. So please like, comment, share, subscribe to those channels as well. And if you like what you're listening to, stick with us. Now, let's get into these previews real quick. Like I said, I got 5 games for y'all today. And we're obviously going to start with the biggest matchup. Number 5, Indiana, at number 2, Ohio State. Ohio State comes into this one as 10.5-point favorites. You can catch this game 12 o'clock on Fox. For Indiana, got to get the ball to Elijah Surratt and Omar Cooper. Got to get them 2 boys the ball on the outside. They're your playmakers. Omar Cooper has been making some contested catches this year. Got to get those boys the ball. Contain Will Howard's legs. Don't let Will Howard beat you on the ground. He can't escape. He can't use his legs. He can't break the game with a run. Got to contain his legs. Force turnovers. You got to force some turnovers, especially on the road. Get the momentum on your side. Probably quiet the crowd a little bit. You got to force some turnovers if you're Indiana. Run Justice Ellison and Tyson Lawton. Establish a run for sure. You got to establish the run. And you got to contain Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith, the outstanding freshman for Ohio State. He's been having a really good year. You got to contain that boy because he can break a game wide open. So you got to contain him. Now, for Ohio State, got to establish the run with Travion Henderson and Crenshaw Jenkins. Got to try to break down that Indiana defense with the run game. You got to get the ball to Emeka Egbuka and Jeremiah Smith. Again, 2 playmakers that can just break a game for Ohio State. Put pressure on Curtis Rourke. Put pressure on him, make him try to turn the ball over. That, like the same thing as Indiana turning the ball over for y'all. That would get the crowd into it, momentum, short field, put up points. It'd be a huge blow for Indiana if you could put pressure on Curtis Rourke and get an interception. Contain Justice Ellison, and you got to win the turnover battle. You got to win the turnover battle. My winner in this one, Ohio State. Now, do I think this game shows that Indiana is fraudulent? No, I don't. I don't have Ohio State blowing Indiana out. I think it's a tough game, but I think Ohio State just pulls out the W. Man, they're at home. They know that this basically is for the opportunity to play Oregon in the Big Ten championship. They lose this game, they're out. It's going to be Indiana, Oregon, because Indiana will have one game left. Ohio State will have 2 Big Ten losses. Indiana will have none. They're out of the race. So Ohio State's back is essentially against the wall. So they have to come out and win this game. They have to come out and win the next 2 games. Let's just say they they beat Indiana, but lose to Michigan. Same scenario, 2 losses in the Big Ten. Indiana will have 1 going against Purdue. A lot of us, including myself, I know it's a huge rivalry game. I don't see Purdue pulling out the win in that one. So this is basically for Ohio State's Big Ten championship chances and possibly even playoff chances. So with that being said, I think Ohio State comes out swinging. They win the game, but they don't win by a blowout. And I don't think this game proves to the whole Indiana's fraudulent narrative that's going around. I don't think that either. But we move on to some games that got some Conference USA implications. Oh, you thought I just do Power 4 conference? No. I talk about the Group of 5 too. And we got a big Conference USA game with Sam Houston State at Jack State, 12 o'clock on CBSN. That's how you can catch this game. Like I say, huge Conference USA implications. Jacksonville State or Jack State, they are currently number 1 in Conference USA. Currently undefeated, I believe, in Conference USA. Yeah, that's 6-0. While Sam Houston State is currently 5-1 in Conference USA. So if Sam Houston State wins this, they would essentially take over the number 1 spot with the tiebreaker over Jacksonville State. Now I get Western Kentucky has beat them, but we'll talk about that game later. Jacksonville State wins. They're in the Conference USA Championship. They're in. They would have the tiebreaker against Liberty. They'll have the tiebreaker against Sam Houston State. And I believe they would finish with Western Kentucky. Yeah, and they would finish with Western Kentucky. So they would be in. So let's talk about it. So Sam Houston State, they got to stop the run. Everybody knows that Jacksonville State is predicated on the run. They're predicated on the run. They're predicated on staying ahead of change. Got to contain Tyler Huff's legs. Tyler Huff has been putting up amazing games in Conference USA on the ground. He's been putting up 100-yard games on the ground. He's been really good in Conference USA play with his legs. Gotta keep that Jack State offense off track. Basically, put them behind schedule. Don't let them get on 2nd and 6s, 3rd and 2s. Make 2nd and 11, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9. Get them off track. Clock control. Control the clock with your offense. Whether it's, I believe it's back to Hunter Watson. I think Hunter Watson should be back. But whether it's Hunter Watson or whether it's Jace Bowers, but like I said, it should be Hunter Watson. Got to control the clock. And no big plays. No big plays. Jack State lives off big runs, big passes, big plays in general, but mainly big runs. They live off those. Now for Jacksonville State, run Trey Stewart. Trey Stewart looking to be one of the best backs in Conference USA this year. I know he got some competition with Keon Owens and with Quentin Cooley, but he's looking to be up there with the best of the Conference USA. Tyler Huff has to use his legs, self-explanatory. Force some turnovers. This Sam Houston State offense is decent, but I feel like Jack State defense is good enough to force turnovers. They do force turnovers. You got to force them in this game. Contain the quarterback run. Like I said, whether it's Hunter Watson or Jace Bowers, which I believe it will be Hunter Watson. Either way, Sam Houston State loves to run their quarterback. Got to contain that and put up points. Score. Because if Jack State puts up points, I don't think Sam Houston State's offense is good enough to keep pace. With that being said, I'm rolling with Jack State to win this game and punch their ticket to the Conference USA Championship. Really, really good running team. Pretty good defense. The defense is good enough to win games. They had their blunder with Louisiana Tech where they almost lost, got out of it. But I think, like I said, they will put up points, forcing Sam Houston State to put up points with them. And I don't think they have the offense good enough to continuously put up points with them. So I'm rolling with Jack State to win this game. Let's see. Okay, shout out my guy, Kidder96. Just to summarize, the ESPN College Game Day crew and the Fox Big Noon crew will be at the site of Indiana-Ohio State game. Oh, okay. That's big news right there. I didn't even know that, but that should be fun. That should be fun. I mean, this is probably the biggest. Well, it ain't probably. This is the biggest matchup of the week, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Shout out, Kidder96. Hopefully you continue to watch. But next, we have another Conference USA game. We have Western Kentucky at Liberty. Liberty's coming into this one as a 1.5-point favorite, and we catch this game at 1 o'clock on ESPN Plus. Western Kentucky, like I said, man, they right there with them, 5-1 in Conference USA play. Liberty 4-2, so Liberty has to have this game. Liberty loses game, they're out of the race for the Conference USA Championship game. Western Kentucky loses game, they're still in the race, especially with a Jack State win, but it becomes a 3-way tie for second place. And that tiebreaker kind of gets nasty. So big game today in Conference USA. Big games up. So Western Kentucky, they have to run Elijah Young. They have to establish Elijah Young, especially against this bad Liberty defense. Got to get the ground game going. Got to play gap discipline defense because now they're not option heavy. I think they were more option heavy last year. They still will give you a dose of that option. Again, I remember the Jack State game. They ran that speed option. Jack State had a tough time too late stopping that speed option. They're still going to give you a dose of that option. You still got to be gap sound discipline. Got to contain Caden Salter because he will break long runs with his legs. He can beat you with his arm, but he will run that ball as well. Contain Quentin Cooley. Quentin Cooley will bust for long runs. Billy Lucas, all those guys, they'll bust for long runs. And they got to hit explosive plays, whether it's the KD Hutchinson, Dalvin Smith. I want to say they have a Keyshawn Johnson. But you got to hit them explosive plays with Caden Velkamp, a quarterback. Now, for Liberty, establish the run. Establish the run if you're Liberty, because that's what your bread and butter is. You like to run the ball. Next one. Defense has to be better. Again, this Liberty defense has been atrocious. It has. I'm sorry. They have been atrocious. They lost Jack State. The defense, the reason why they lost to Jack State, they lost to Kennesaw State. The defense is the right reason why they lost to Kennesaw State. They just won the overtime with UMass. Defense has been pretty bad for Liberty. Pressure Kane Velkamp. You got to pressure him. Got to get him off his spots. You got to make him miss some throws. Run Quentin Cooley and get the ball to Trayon Sibley. You can't forget about my boy on the outside. You got to get him some love too in Trayon Sibley. But my winner in this, Western Kentucky. Why? Because Liberty's defense is not good. Literally the reason why I'm going with Western Kentucky. Liberty's defense not good. I feel like Western Kentucky can take advantage of the poor defense at Liberty, especially in the passing game. Caden Velkamp has been awesome this year. His receivers have been playing well as well. And I just don't see Liberty defense getting too many stops against this Western Kentucky offense who can sling the ball around the yard. Now, do I think Liberty can put up points with Western Kentucky? Yes. But I'm not betting on this defense over that offense. So I'm rolling with Western Kentucky to win this game. Next, this is a game I still have not picked a winner. By the end, I will pick one, obviously. And BYU at Arizona State. Arizona State's having an amazing year. Kenny Dillingham is doing an amazing job at Arizona State. But so is BYU. BYU is having an amazing year as well. Both teams literally came out of nowhere. Both teams had decent to bad years. BYU had a decent year last year. Arizona State had a bad year last year. It was awful. And now they're both here at play for the Big 12 championship. Arizona State wins this game. They move one step closer. BYU wins this game. They should solidify their spot. I don't think BYU. No. BYU. I think BYU's last game isn't a Big 12 game. I think they do like a rivalry with somebody that's not a Big 12 game. But they'll all punch their ticket. BYU has one loss, which was Kansas in the one loss period. But the Big 12 loss was Kansas. Behind them is Colorado. They have one loss. Well, I don't even know if I think they are behind them still. So it's a lot on the line with this one. Home game for Arizona State should be heated. Should be fun to watch as I look for BYU's last opponent. The last opponent is Houston, so there is a Big 12 game for them. Never mind. But BYU contains Sam Levitt's legs. Sam Levitt has been really good on the ground. He can break for long runs. He can even, not even if he's breaking for a run, he can extend plays and find somebody downfield like a Jordan Tyson or Xavier Guillory. So you got to contain him. Contain Cam Scatterbo. Come ready to tackle for full quarters, which with BYU, I don't have that in question. Cam Scatterbo, again, like Taj Brooks, Omarion Hampton, Ollie Gordon, these are guys that you got to come ready to tackle for 4 quarters because on the fourth, they can wear down on your defense and now they busting long runs. Got to come ready to tackle. Get the ball to Chase Roberts and Darius Lassiter. I think these two guys are better than what people give them credit for. I love their games. So, got to get through the ball. Got to be able to establish the run with LJ Martin. And you got to force some turnovers, man. You got to give Arizona State offense off whack. Got to force some turnovers. Now for Arizona State, run Cam Scatterbo. You got to win the trenches because BYU is predicated in the trenches. You have to win those trenches. You got to get the ball to Jordan Tyson. You got to hit big plays, which Jordan Tyson is normally hitting big plays. And you got to pressure Jake Retzlaff, maybe get him to throw some interceptions, some turnovers, stuff like that. It's time to pick a winner. And I'm still torn on this game. That's how evenly matched I think this game is. I'm rolling with BYU. I'm sorry. I'm taking BYU. I'm taking upset. Well, gambling upset, not rankings upset. I'm taking BYU. Now, it's tough to explain because I think this game is so evenly matched. I really can't pick a winner. But picking BYU, 1, the trenches. 2, the discipline, they're well coached. And I think that they'll be ready to tackle for 4 quarters. 3, they lost last week, yes. But that pooch kick, that set Kansas up for the go-ahead touchdown that ultimately won them the game, was flukish. Very flukish. In Kansas, would I say that? Nah, because I would say Arizona State actually has a better offense. I think Kansas has a better offense on paper. Arizona State offense is just as good. But I think BYU can take advantage of this Arizona State defense a little better. I do. So I'm rolling with BYU. Obviously, I wouldn't be shocked if Arizona State wins because I'm still torn. But I got to make a pick, and my pick is BYU. And our last game we got for y'all today is Army, 19th ranked Army. Where is it? Okay, at 6th ranked Notre Dame. Notre Dame comes into this as 14.5-point home favorites. Catch this game at 7 o'clock on ESPN, on NBC. Oh, my God, on NBC. First, Army. Stay ahead of the chains. Obviously, option offense. You got to stay ahead of the chains. Pass the ball. Army's been passing the ball more this year. Pass the ball. Now, you might be saying, Notre Dame got those athletes on the outside. Benjamin Morrison is out for the year. So, they got Xavier Watts. They got guys, but pass the ball. You got to pass the ball. You can't be one-dimensional. Bryson Daly has to make good decisions, whether it's passing, the option, reading guys, pitch guys. You got to make the good decisions. Now, I know it's hard to be perfect for 60 minutes. It's hard to make every read correct. What I'm saying is you just got to be 80-20. Got to be 80-20. 80 good, 20 bad. Protect the football. Protect the football. That's what killed Navy. 5 turnovers. 5. You got to protect that football against Notre Dame. Don't give them short fields and stop the run. Stop Jeremiah Love. Stop, I can't remember his first name, but Price. You got to stop the run. Even Riley Leonard. Contain Riley Leonard. Make Riley Leonard beat you with his arm. Now for Notre Dame, run Jeremiah Love. Establish Jeremiah Love. He was big in the game against Navy. Get Riley Leonard some easy throws. Now, when I say this for Notre Dame, when I say get Riley Leonard some easy throws, that's some easy and rhythm throws to start the game. Ultimately, you got to let Riley Leonard push the ball down the field. I understand you might not believe in him to do as much consistently throughout the game, but you have to at least show the look that he will push the ball down the field. So you got to get him some throws to get him in rhythm, but ultimately you got to let him push the ball down the field. Gap sound defense. You're going against an option team. You got to be sound in your gaps. Force 3rd and longs. Again, you're going against an option defense. You want to force 3rd and longs. If you don't, then my last key is be prepared to play defense for 4 downs. If you allow them to get in 33s, they get 2 yards, send up 4th and 1, they're going for it. They are going for it. They believe that their option is good enough to where 4th and shorts do not scare them. They will go for those. So you got to force them in 3rd and longs so you can keep them out of 4th and manageable situations to where they think they can go for it and get it. But my winner in this, Notre Dame. Pains me to say it. I've been feeling like Notre Dame's overrated. I still kind of do, especially at 6 in the country. I do feel like that's overrated. But I do think they beat Army. Why? They have a really good run game. Army's kind of been slipping a little lately. They haven't been looking the same. Notre Dame's defense is always good. And I think they have the better athletes. So I'm rolling with Notre Dame, to beat Army again. Army is their first loss, essentially getting rid of their college football playoff chances. So that's all I have for my Saturday previews. We're not going to go into Bowl Watch, where Bowl Watch is not going to be like previews. I'm not previewing each game, telling you keys and picking a winner. No, I'm going to tell you the game, where you can catch the game, picking a winner, and giving a brief explanation why. Literally, that's all I'm doing for Bowl Watch. We have about in the range of 15 to 20 games. I'm going to run through them real quick, and then I got to go. So, turn the page. First game on Bowl Watch. 9th ranked Ole Miss, 8-2 at Florida, 5-5. So, Florida's the Bowl Watch team, obviously. Winner. Oh, excuse me. You can catch this game 12 o'clock on ABC. My winner, Ole Miss. Ole Miss has been clicking lately, coming off that big win against Georgia. Now, Florida's had a big win against LSU, but a lot of people say LSU is fraudulent. They won at home. Yes, they're playing Ole Miss at home, but Ole Miss offense has been clicking. But not only has the offense been clicking, defensively, they have been clicking with those edge rushers. And then Princely. This is a coming home party for Princely. Do not get me to pronounce. I'm just going to say Princely because last name is hard to pronounce, and I don't have it written down to try to pronounce it, but Princely coming home to Florida. I'm going to just roll with Ole Miss to win that one. Shout out Jackson Dart. Y'all know that's my guy. Next, we have 13th ranked SMU at University of Virginia. Catch this game 12 o'clock, ESPN2. My winner, SMU. Why? I feel like this defense is going to force Calandria to throw an interception. Defensively, Virginia has been playing a lot better this year. But I think SMU, really explosive offense. They'll get in the groove against UVA. They have turned everything around since starting Kevin Jennings over Preston Stone, and it's been smooth sailing ever since. I'm rolling with SMU to beat UVA. Next, we have North Carolina at Boston College, 12 o'clock on the CW network. North Carolina 6-4, Boston College 5-5. My winner, UNC. Why? Thomas Castellanos has stepped away from the program. I don't really. How do I say this? I'm not really. If Thomas Castellanos was there, I would probably pick Boston College. Since Grayson James is the starter, I'm not really. What's the word I'm looking for? Convinced that Boston College is the same. Now I get it. He adds that rushing threat a little bit as well, but it's just not the same without Castellanos. UNC has a really good offense. The defense can be had, and Boston College can put up points against them, but so can Boston College's defense. They can be had. UNC could put up points. And in the shootout, I trust UNC's quarterback more than I trust Grayson James. UNC quarterback is Jacoby Brissett. Because I'm getting his name confused with Jacoby Brissett, and I know that's why I'm blanking on it, but I think it's Jacoby Brissett. Let's see here. It is Criswell, my bad. Jacoby Criswell. But I'm rolling with UNC. Next, we have UM Monroe at Arkansas State. UM Monroe's 5-5, Arkansas State 6-4. You can catch that game at 3 o'clock on ESPN Plus if you would like. Sunbelt action. Give me Arkansas State in that one. Why? Butch Jones has done a really good job this year with that program, becoming bowl eligible. What a difference a year makes. Quarterback Jalen Rayner and that offense has been playing exceptionally well. UM Monroe started off playing pretty good, kind of falling off a cliff since. So give me Arkansas State to win that game. Next, South Alabama 5-5 at Southern Miss 1-9. You can catch that game 3 o'clock on ESPN Plus if you would like. Winner, South Alabama. Why? Southern Miss has just not been good this year. South Alabama has an explosive lefty in Gio Lopez. Jamal Pritchard, the wide receiver, is a really explosive guy as well. Flock Bothwell is a running back who can break runs. I think this offense is way too much for the Southern Mississippi defense, and they run up the score to become bowl eligible. Next, we have Northwestern 4-6 at Michigan 5-5. You can catch this game at 3:30 on FS1 if you would like. Now, this is kind of double bowl watch because if Northwestern wins, they become bowl watch eligible. Not bowl eligible, bowl watch eligible next week at 5-6. If Michigan wins, they obviously become bowl eligible at 6-5. My winner, Michigan. As much as Michigan is predicated on just the run, Northwestern offense is just not good. Michigan's defense will stifle Northwestern's offense. They'll be able to put up points against Northwestern. They're in the big house. Give me Michigan to win that one. Wisconsin 5-5 at Nebraska 5-5. This game is 3:30 on Big Ten Network if you like to watch. My winner in double bowl watch, Wisconsin. Wisconsin has just been playing better football than Nebraska. Nebraska has been reeling, losing 4 straight. And they've been finding ways to lose, kinda. So while Wisconsin has been playing better every week. Yes, they lost last week. They lost a tough one, the number 1 Oregon. Give me Wisconsin to beat Nebraska on the road to become bowl eligible. Next game, we have Stanford 3-7 at Cal 5-5. You can catch that game on 3:30 on ACC Network if you like. Winner, Cal. Stanford, great win against Louisville last week. Cal has been playing better than Stanford. Cal's offense is really good, led by Frankie Mendoza. Stanford's defense will allow points. Cal's defense will allow points too, but not to the level of Stanford. I think Cal puts up a bunch of points. Stanford probably creates some gives away some turnovers. Give me Cal to beat Stanford. Next game, we have UCF 4-6 at West Virginia 5-5. 3:30 on ESPNU. If you would like to watch the game, my winner. This is my dog of the week, baby. Got West Virginia. Explained it on my short. UCF's offense, really good running team. Passing leaves a lot to be desired. Defense gives up a lot of points. West Virginia, Gary Green's back. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. They're going to put up a lot of points against UCF. They just can't allow UCF to get that run game going. Give me West Virginia to beat UCF. Next game, Georgia Southern 6-4 at Coastal Carolina 5-5. You can catch this game 3:30 ESPN Plus if you would like. My winner, Coastal Carolina. Why? I think that this offense predicated on Ethan Vasco. I think they can take advantage of some things that Georgia Southern's defense lets up. I think they take advantage of the run game. That's what UConn and teams like that they were able to do. They were able to run on Georgia Southern. I think Coastal was able to run on Georgia Southern, setting up play action, setting up big plays over the top to guys like Jamison Tucker, things like that. So I think Georgia Southern and Coastal will be a competitive game. I think Coastal Carolina being at home pulls this one out. Next game, we have East Carolina 6-4 at North Texas 5-5. This game, you can catch it on 3:30 on ESPN Plus. Now, my winner, North Texas. I might be crazy on this one. So, East Carolina is still undefeated since new head coach has taken over. North Texas offense, however, I think they'll be able to exploit some things that Tulsa was able to exploit with Eastern Carolina. Now, here's the thing. I don't think Caden Hauser has the interception games that he had last week, but I think North Texas' offense is super explosive. I think they put up a bunch of points, and they win in a shootout against East Carolina, and they're at home. Next, we have Tulsa 3-7 at South Florida 5-5. You can catch this game 3:30 on ESPN Plus if you would like. My winner, South Florida. Was one of my teams to watch. Not going to have the greatest record, but they could finish 7-5, which is 2 games off from what I predicted, which is fine. 2, rushing attack. They're going to run the ball like crazy against Tulsa, which they have been giving up the run. So they gave up the run against ECU. I think South Florida is going to do a better job of running the ball. They're not going to turn the ball over as much, and this defense actually forces turnovers. So give me South Florida to win this game. Next, we have Louisiana Tech 4-6 at Arkansas 5-5. You can catch this game 4:00 on SEC Network Plus if you want, and if you can. My winner, Arkansas. Why? I don't want to sound like a Neanderthal and say, oh, SEC Conference USA, but that's kind of the reason. That's SEC athletes versus Conference USA athletes. Louisiana Tech has a tough time scoring in the Conference USA. Arkansas doesn't have a tough time scoring. They have a tough time stopping people, but I don't think that's going to be an issue against Louisiana Tech. Taylor Green and the boys runs up the score, wins on a blowout. Next game, number 7, Alabama, 8-2 at 5-5, Oklahoma, 7:30 ABC. Winner, Alabama. Why? Oklahoma has been dealing with a lot of injuries on the offensive end. Alabama has a bunch of athletes on the offensive end that's going to be tough for Oklahoma to stop. I think they're able to move the ball effectively. I think Alabama wins this game by at least 2 touchdowns. Next, Virginia Tech at Duke. Virginia Tech coming to this one 5-5. Duke at 7-3. This game is 8:00 on ACC Network if you want to watch. Winner, Duke. Why? The defense. Duke has a pretty good defense. Virginia Tech, they're based on the run. I think Duke is going to do a good job containing the run, forcing Kyron Jones to beat him with an arm. Kyron Jones may throw an interception or 2. Duke offense, I think they could score on this Virginia Tech defense, who's good as well. Got to worry about Antoine Powell-Ryland, guy on the edge. But I think ultimately Duke wins the game. because they're able to turn Virginia Tech over. Next, Cincinnati at 5-5 at K-State 7-3. Game is 8 o'clock on ESPN2 if you like to watch. Winner, K-State. Why? Because they have to turn this around. They have to. Avery Johnson and the boys lost last week. They kind of been reeling. Cincinnati's kind of been reeling too, but they're at home. Got to figure out a way to turn around. Still fighting for possibly a chance to play in the Big 12 championship. So I think with their backs against the wall there, they win this one. Next, USC 5-5 at UCLA. Big rivalry. 4-6. 10:30 on NBC if you like to watch. Winner, UCLA. Why? They have been playing better football of late. Winning, 3 of the last 4? Their lone loss in the last 4 games was Washington on the road. This one's at home at the Rose Bowl. Like I said, been playing better football. Defense has been looking really good this year of late. USC has struggled to stop opponents, let alone keep leads. So I'm rolling with UCLA to beat USC. And lastly, we have Colorado State 7-3 at Fresno State 5-5. Catch this game 10:30 on CBSN if you would like. Winner, Colorado State. Why? Fresno State just been looking bad. Colorado State is undefeated in the Mountain West play. Been playing stifling defense, running the ball. Fresno State has not looked good, man. The passing game is pretty good, but just overall, this team has not looked good. Rolling with Colorado State to win this game. Now, next week, Bowl Watch will be back for the last week. I'm gonna go over these games on my recap show. I'm gonna just say my record for Bowl Watch, name the teams is bowl eligible, things like that. But that's all I have for y'all today. Y'all enjoy this good football in about 4 hours. I know I can't wait. Some big matchups, big implications on the line. But I'm gone.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.